The year is 1940. A young man from Silesia in the German-Polish border is inducted into the Hitler Youth of Nazi Germany along with 39 others. 3 spy ships under the guise of merchant navy find their way into the Arabian Sea to Marmagoa harbor. While World War is at its peak, these 3 ships are busy spying on British Navy around the Indian Ocean, successfully targeting 17 British naval ships. How do you think they succeeded? Because they came under the guise of merchant navy. Information was relayed through a powerful transmitter on board on one of the ships to the German U-boats. It took 17 ships to get the attention of the British to investigate, to which their response was a group of retired tea-drinking dads vacationing in Calcutta, nicknamed the Calcutta Light Horse. These guys are now dispatched to Marmagoa. Upon learning of the arrival of the Calcutta Light Horse in Goa, the German captain of the ship was named Braunfels, there were 3 ships, contacts the headquarters at Berlin and receives orders to scuttle the 3 ships. By the way, this sounds like a war story, right? The love story is about to unfold. The young officer from Silesia, along with 39 others on board, abandoned the burning ships and swam to shore only to be escorted by the Portuguese army to the headquarters of the Portuguese commandant in Aguada, where they were granted asylum as prisoners of war. The British, being unsuccessful, had to return back to their vacation in Calcutta. And now for the much anticipated story. Upon registration, it was found that the young officer's name was Kurt Adolf Thamm, along with the others who were Austrians, Italians, and Germans. A new phase begins for the young officer, where he, along with his other comrades, are allowed to be in the premises of the Aguada front cell, where they are allowed to earn their pocket money by working in the bakery, carpentry, etc. Simultaneously, the local village girls who worked as housekeepers for the commandant get to know the prisoners of war and would run errands, bringing cigarettes, tobacco, small rations for them. This is where the young officer begins to find a friend in a young girl who was the main babysitter for the commandant's 2 sons, whose name was Beatrice. Beatrice, a hard-working girl who was looking after her family, now has another person to look after. Adolf begins to pour his sorrows and life story to Beatrice. Having lost his family back in Germany, he has no one to go back to except a friend, his dear Beatrice. Friendship develops slowly to love. The war comes to an end in 1945. The young officer has no one else to go back to. Most of Adolf's comrades go back after the war. It's 1947 and Adolf and Beatrice gets married on the 24th of August 1947. Days are very hard for both of them in terms of economics. It gets difficult to feed 5 children. The year is 1965. On 24th March, Adolf, with his second born, leaves early morning to travel to Cochin to board a merchant navy ship, while the 6th child is born the same evening. 2 years later, the firstborn joins his father and his brother as a radio officer on the same ship. Meanwhile, Beatrice has it very tough to raise 4 daughters as Adolf is busy at sea. Having started late, he has to work hard. As a result, he cannot afford to join his family for a long period of time, while both long to be together. At last, the year is 1974. It's time to retire, and the sailor returns back home to his beloved Beatrice and their 4 daughters who hardly got to know their father. The stigma of war never left Adolf as he longs for his mother and father who died during the war. The news of Adolf returning back does the headlines, so much so that two gentlemen staying at the Taj at Aguada find their way one fine morning at the doorsteps of Adolf. Upon hearing his story and writing down details, they promised Adolf that they would return back. And indeed, they did. Who were they? They were Gregory Peck and Roger Moore. Why did they return? To film a very popular Hollywood film called The Sea Wolves. Unfortunately, Adolf never made it to see the filming of the movie, neither the movie. He died in 1979, while Beatrice died in 1999. There are 6 children, and that's the lovely house which Adolf and Beatrice built. Dear friends, the 6 children were Bernard, which was just saw previously on the slide, was Bernard, Paul, Anna-Marie, Isabel, Antonetta, and Adolfina is standing right in front of you. So this is my parents' love story, and I was inspired by their love story, and I'm married too. I have a husband and 2 boys, they're just sitting there. We are both performing artists. My husband is a musician as well. Thank you for listening and for your patience. Love you. God bless you. No Gasuni.